Good afternoon, Mr. Kowalczyk here with a video about business math, and today we find ourselves in section 17-6 talking about newspaper advertising. If you are ever working for a business that likes to advertise that they have a variety of services or products up for sale, you might find that they put advertisements in newspapers or magazines. Yes, newspapers and magazines are slowly but surely going away, but they are being replaced with online versions of those same newspapers and magazines. And so being able to put advertisements in with all of these different ways of communicating with people in your consumer area is an important way to drum up business and make more money for your company. Well, today what we're going to look at is calculating the total amount of money spent to put an advertisement in a newspaper. And what we're specifically talking about is for a specific day, or perhaps for the week, Monday through Friday. We're looking at how much it might cost to run a special ad, like, hey, this week at Kroger, buy 1 gallon of milk, get one free. And so there might be an advertisement about that. Well, what we're going to be using are 2 steps. The first step is using the chart. And there's this big fancy chart over here. Sometimes people decide to get no contract. That's right, no contract. And if they get no contract, that means every single time they pay for an advertisement, it's going to be this expensive. If they want to run it Monday through Friday, it might be $49.50. If they want to run it just on Saturday, $50.40. Or on Sunday too, $62. So different prices for different types of days of the week. And of course, as you will notice, these prices seem to go down the bigger and better your contract is. So if you have no contract, you're looking at some pretty high prices. Let's say you have a contract for just 50 inches during the year. Well, those are the prices you're going to be paying. That's the smallest contract you can get. And your plan is to actually have 50 inches worth of advertising in newspapers. Perhaps this week you buy 3 inches, next week you buy 2 inches, the week after that maybe you don't buy any inches. But when the year's over with, you will have used 50 inches worth of advertising. And then we have the bulk rates, the bigger and better contracts. You're spending a lot of money for these, but you're getting a lot of advertising. And so you might look at this and go, what do you mean you're spending a lot of money? If you get $50,000, it's only $19.45 for daily. Yeah, that's $19.45 for daily right here. But they're expecting you to buy 50,000 inches at $19.45. So you got to be very careful about the pricing. After you know what dollar amount to use, whether it's here or here or here, after you know what dollar amount to use, that dollar amount is known as the rate per column inch. That's what we're talking about here. And so you will multiply that times the number of column inches in step 2 to find the final cost. Well, enough talk. Let's jump right into the problem. That way we can hope that we explain it in a way that helps you understand it. Kroger supermarkets have a contract. That's nice. They have a contract with the Indy Star newspaper company for 10,000 inches per year. So once again, they have a contract for 10,000 inches per year. In this week's Saturday edition, they have an advertisement that has a column length of 28 inches. What is the cost of the advertisement? Well, the very first step that we have to do, folks, step 1, use the chart. That's right, folks. We have to use the chart. And in using the chart, we are first going to focus in on the number of inches. And the number of inches that we're using, and look, I'm kind of highlighting it in maroon, is 10,000. That means somewhere in here is the dollar amount we're looking for, the rate per column inch, because that's what we're looking for. So we got 10,000 inches per year, and then we are looking for the Saturday edition. So if I circle that up, look at that. We have our final answer. Our final answer is right here. 2619. 2619. All right? And so 2619 is your final answer. And what that is The $26.19, that's the rate per column inch. That's the rate per column inch. Now we can go on to step 2. Step 2, we take that rate per column inch and we're going to multiply it times the 28 inches, because that's the number of inches that we're using for our advertisement. We're going to multiply it out. And if you take your calculator out and you multiply it out, you get 733.32. There we go. So 2 steps today for this section. You're going to have a variety of different, once again, you're going to have a variety of different types of inches that you're dealing with. So please be aware of that. Thanks so much and have a great day.